Well, June 6th today, D-Day. Much gratitude to all of those young men who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And while we have such a lovely sunny morning, let's take a trip through the garden, shall we? Junior's elephant ears are doing amazing in this little pot. These mums right here I had to propagate, so I have a bunch I'll show you in a minute, and this bush right here is just taking off again. It's got a lot of blooms on it. This is a yellow mum, and over here the red ones are blooming. This volunteer sunflower that decided it want to grow in here is just massive, very tall. I may have to pull these mums out of this bed because they kind of double in size, probably even more than that from last year, and they're just taking up too much space. I'll have to put them somewhere else. Okay, next. I'm getting cucumbers now. Pretty steady. Like a few days ago I made some refrigerator pickles, and I'll do that with these as well. The cucumber trellis right here has several more fruits on it. It is constantly day and night, well, evening, well into the evening, just full of pollinators all throughout the day. It's like non-stop. See, we got another cucumber there. We got one right there. Well, actually, I think there's two there. So, and you can hear all the buzzing. So, but here's the trellis. It goes over here. Those are my Kajari melons right there. And then behind them, back there, is the acorn squash. And I'll show you that in just a second because it's loaded as well. Over here with the cucumber, I got some borage and corn. I've got some ears, which is exciting. This volunteer basil that's growing here that I probably need to top so it bushes out. Oh my God, I wish you could smell that. It smells so good. And I got two little ears of corn there. These here are some sunflowers. These sunflower only get about, I don't know, hip high to me. So they don't get real tall, but the heads are large, and I'll show you in a minute because I have one over here in this other bed. Again, my Kajari. And here's my acorn squash. Trellising. I mean, this thing has trellised and trellised and trellised. It's coming over into my Scarlet Emperor beans now. But as you can see, lots of fruit on this. Right there, right there. I'm telling you, these trellises stay loaded with pollinators. They love it. I have some, like you think that one would be coming ripe, and it should soon. But right here, this one's turning dark. This one's still lighter. This was the first and oldest one, and it's a dark green now, so I'm gonna have to look into seeing when I can pick that, because this is my first year doing these, so I'm not really sure. But lots of acorn squash. Over here, right here, I have a couple honey boat, and I've harvested a few off of this one, but then there was no more. But I just noticed that I have some more fruit on here, so there's a couple other ones. I'm not finding them right this second. This is my Scarlet Emperor beans, and I've got a few beans on them, but nothing major. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, look, like there's a bean right there. Oh, here's a bean right here. But they're kind of sparse. Now, this trellis or this bean trellised amazingly. I mean, look, here's, oh, and these bees just love them. They love the red, and this thing was like loaded with red blooms, just loaded. Oh, look, yeah, there's another honey boat. And it was really beautiful. I will definitely put these on a trellis again. My edamame bed is doing really well. I'm getting clumps of edamame here. Excited about that. Look, there's a couple little bigger ones down there. Never done them before either. Now this is them smaller sunflowers I was telling you about. They don't get too tall, but look at the heads on these things. Just fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay, we'll turn around here and look at my little pots here. That one way at the back, I believe, is a cherry tomato. I forgot to label it, but everything else is triple L crop tomatoes, and they seem to be doing really well. I've seen blooms. You see, like we have right there, but no fruit set yet. But these I seeded later, so these are a couple cherry tomatoes that I purchased, and they're not doing too well. I don't know what the deal is. Right here I have, you know what, I thought this was a Chile de Arbol, but with the purple flowers now, I'm not really sure. But I had it in a cup and it needed to be taken out of the cup, so I potted it here. I might do that with some of my other peppers here as well. Right here, another borage. Something I will definitely put in my garden again. The pollinators love it. It just has this little ethereal look to it that I love. Right down here we have Arkansas Traveler tomatoes. Those are some radishes that I probably need to pull now. I've taken some tomatoes off of some of these clumps, like you see that one blushing back there. I have a few starting to blush in here, but like I said, they are loaded Arkansas Travelers. I've never grown these before, but we're gonna see. We are gonna see, obviously. Look at all that fruit. Look at all that fruit, y'all. Goodness. This is a little variegated oregano that looks like it's gonna start spilling over the bed now. And it was just a little small, one of those little Bonnie cups that it was in. This bed is not looking too well. These are some, probably because all this rain, I just need to pull these. But these were multiplier onions. So this little honey boat right here is looking very sickly. And it was, I got a couple fruit off of it and it wasn't doing much anything. But now the ends over here look good and I see some fruit set. So what's a girl gonna do? Decisions. Pull it or see if I get that fruit. Right here's my little spice patch. I got some, whoops, I got some sage right here. It's taking over. I got thyme, which is growing well, and I got some rosemary here that, I mean, it's growing, but I think I read somewhere you shouldn't put rosemary and sage in the same bed. So I'm wondering if that's why my rosemary isn't developing real well. Oh, don't let me forget this little bed right here. This is a little melon, and they were doing terribly. I mean, I thought they were stunted, but all of a sudden it has like blown up and there are blooms everywhere. Bill found a little fruit set in here. Ah, look at there. Look at there. It wasn't that big like 3 or 4 days ago. And this is a Nordic Harms melon. So we'll have to, now I'm going to sit here and try to see if I see any more. Now I'll look later. We got more to look at. This squash right here, it's had a few fruit. One got maybe about that big, and then it didn't do nothing else. This is the only one that has gotten this big, and this is a Lakota squash. Now, if this is, I've tried to grow these, winter come in, and you know, the frost got them, so this is the only one. And if that's the only one I get, I'm good, because I know I can grow it. It's just going to be slower, so I'll just have to plant more, right, if I like the flavor. Another one of the sunflowers. This is the other side of the Arkansas Traveler tomatoes. Look at all that fruit set, y'all. This right here is Patty Pan. It's a yellow and the white, or the green, you know, it's a light green. The yellow keep rotting off, but the green ones I'm getting pretty steadily. So let me back up here. This right here is my Kentucky Wonder beans, and look, I need to come out here and harvest some. Wow, there's beans everywhere. Yep, it's been raining, so I hadn't gotten out here as much as I probably need to. But yeah, these are my Kentucky Wonders, and they are doing extremely well. Over here we have bell pepper. I got a red bell pepper there. I've got some yellow bell peppers here, and orange bell peppers there. Over here is my Cherokee purple tomatoes. Again, absolutely loaded, y'all. Look at the fruit set in there. Just insane. I didn't grow tomatoes this well last year at all. At all. I mean, look at that. Oh, I can't wait. I had to pick one because we've had so much rain and so much heat that it started cracking, and it just killed me to pull it, but I did nonetheless. The rain's supposed to be holding off for a little while. Uh-oh, look, I got some pest damage right there. I should probably pull that one as well. Let's see. Dang it. Something's eating my tomatoes. I have to get out here and investigate. I got some chives right there. I got weeds right here. I mean, even with raised beds, they can find their way in. It's just minimal, so it's not that bad. Over here, I have rutabaga lining this bed. I don't know if it's going to do a dang thing. Well, let me focus it in. There we go. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm kind of waiting to see if there's any heads that form at the bottom. Never grown it before. Again, more Cherokee purple. More Cherokee purple. Looks like I need to get that branch tied up. We'll go around to the other side. There's my smudge pot. Piece of my childhood. Oh, and I almost forgot, over on this side I have a couple Megatron jalapenos that I grew from seed. I'm getting some fruit on them. Look at there. Aww. Yay. This is the other side of my Cherokee purple. Again, rutabaga. Don't know what they're gonna do, but right in here, I don't know if you can see it right in there, I have a giant Marconi pepper. It was the only one they had at the store. I bought it. And look at this, y'all. These things are freaking huge, and they're not ready till they turn red. And I've been waiting on these to turn red, it seems like forever. And I'm not good at waiting, but it's testing my patience, that's for dang sure. Down here we have, that's some other, I don't even know what I put down there. Those little, probably a radish or maybe a beet or something. I don't think it's doing anything though. I have my little notes in there to tell me. But okay, here we have Cubanelle peppers. I've actually taken some of these and roasted them, and they were pretty good. but they're doing really well, and the plants are loaded, as you can see. And I just got 2 because I've never grown Cubanelle. So apparently I can grow them here. So something I might plant more of. You hear how squishy it is around here? Good Lord. I live on a low water table as it is. That's why I have to have raised beds, or this would be in squish all the time. My stevia plant, doing great. My milkweed, oh, this just makes me happy. These little itty bitty flowers are just so dang cute. Look at there. And that's my youngest son's nickname, Milkweed. So, okay, over here I've harvested all the garlic. I had some elephant garlic in here. This is some dill that I planted from seed in it. It's not doing bad. I used some of it to make some refrigerator pickles a few days ago. Look at y'all. My Roma tomatoes are finally, these are the ones that started first, and they're just loaded. And it's been taking them so long to blush, but now look, they're blushing. Excellent. Excellent. All the way down here. Look at that, like down in there. I mean, some of them fruit are massive. All up in here. You'll see tomato. I've clipped some of these. These are determinate, and I didn't want to clip any of the branches, but I finally had to because they were touching the ground and they were getting funky. So you'll see some stress and destruction on there, but I got as much off as I could. Right here at the end of this bed, I have eggplant. This was Bill's idea. I've never eaten. I don't really care for eggplant. I ate it as a kid, but you know, there were certain things my mom made that I didn't like, so. But look, y'all, I got eggplant. Well, let me get that leaf out the way. How cool is that? So dang cool. There's another one gonna grow right there. I want to say I have another. There we go. That one's going a little sideways. I'm gonna pull this. In here I have some more sunflowers. This is the other side of my Roma bed. That sunflower's huge. Right here is a little oregano. It's another oregano I bought in a little Bonnie cup that's liking this bed apparently because it's flourishing. Another Megatron jalapeno right here, although I'm not seeing any fruit set on it. Get them weeds out. Look, Roma tomatoes. And this big tall sucker here, I tell you. And it has bloomed. Now I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 sunflowers in this bed. I only planted one of these. The rest of them, I guess, were volunteers from last year, and the birds scattered seed. That's the only thing. Well, I did I have some? I want to say I had a couple in these beds, but yeah, so they come back this year. Happy stance, right? Let's see, where are we gonna go? Oh, right here. This is Trifono Violetto beans, and they have decided to trellis on my trellis here on my stock panel that I trellis my tomatoes on. But I have them on this arch, and they've gone about halfway over. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see this little guy right here needs to be redirected, so I'll toss him back up there so maybe he can. I'm sorry I'm bouncing y'all around, but it's full of beans too, and we've tried these. I've roasted them and they're really good. So, but I just love seeing things trellised. It just makes the garden more beautiful to me, right? When you see things hanging there. So yeah, definitely gonna do those again. All right, let's go. Oh, another smudge pot. A little memento of my childhood that my dad lovingly brought me, and I am so grateful to have them in my garden. We used to live on 50 acres of citrus groves in California, Southern California, and these were all throughout, warming them during the cooler temps, you know, what cooler temps we had in California. But now I'm in South Arkansas where it really does get cold, so these will come in handy during the winter. These are my potted peppers and other such things. So we'll walk down and take a look at this. These are Hungarian heart peppers. They're like a black jalapeno. Lots of blooms. I haven't seen any fruit yet, but I'm sure any day. This is another. There's 3 of them in that pot. Back here I have chile de árbol. And the reason this is so special is that my grandfather, my tati, Miguel Bastidos, grew these in his rose beds. And every time we would make salsa, it would be my job to go out and pick some peppers to add to the salsa. So in honor of my tati, you know, the greatest man who ever lived, in my eyes, these are growing as part of that memory. This right here, it's a succulent, and I keep forgetting this thing is a succulent because it grows so well here. It dies back and it comes back, and it's beautiful. And I'm gonna take some cuttings. I learned that you can take cuttings off of it and it propagates really, really well. So, and it's just so beautiful, and it's got these real pretty pink flowers when it does flower. So I'm anxious to get some more of those around the space. These little things, I've put different herbs in. I don't even remember at this point what they are. Begonias that Angel brought me that were in a tray that somebody was throwing out from like a store. They were dying, but I've put them throughout the garden here and there, and they're doing really well. These little plants here are called Pequeño peppers. They're itty bitty little, like teardrop shaped peppers. They're supposed to be spicy, but they're supposed to be good pickled, and that's what I want them for. So hopefully they'll grow a little more and we'll see some. Right here is orange spice jalapeno, and I'm getting some blooms, so that's good. Here's some basil that I planted. I need to get that interspersed around the garden. I don't know why I didn't. Last year I had marigold and basil everywhere, and this year I was like, oh my god, do I really want to do that again? But I really need to, because it's good for pest control and stuff. So these 3 Cherokee purple tomatoes were the ones over there I bought because I did a second seeding, because my first seeding with the weather just totally went to shit. So I did a second seeding, but they weren't coming on as fast again because of the weather. So I thought I better buy some in case, you know, mine don't work out, and I don't want to be behind in the growing season. So I had a bunch, and I seeded them all in one pot, and then it was time to take them out and pot them up separately. And these 3 right here were the smallest ones. I mean, the others were like big, you know, and these were probably like this. And I thought, do I even want to waste my time? Because I had already done like a dozen of them. So I thought, screw it. I said, I'm going to throw them in this pot right here. If they live, they live. If they don't, no harm, no foul. Well, y'all, they have lived, and they are thriving because I have fruit on them now. So they wanted to live. Right here is some more Pequeño peppers, kind of like same thing as these ones. These are the yellow, these are the red. These are doing a little bit better, as you can tell. I'm hoping that once summer gets here, they really start coming on, all my peppers, because you know they like heat. So here's just some random flowers I bought to put around. Right here, Buena Mulatas, a couple shishito peppers. A lot of my peppers are getting this stuff on their leaves. I don't know if they're burning with the heat or what. Here is some basil, Genovese basil. Oh, and look at this, y'all. I have been fighting this. Ugh, I just can't keep up. It's so bad. I'll have to come get those and smash them. Yeah, squash bugs. Ugh. And their eggs. There's a little zucchini. I probably need to harvest it because it's really not growing. Here again, I have a milkweed plant. This one's more like a tree, like maybe a bush type. I don't remember. I don't really remember what color it is either. So I'll have to wait and be surprised. All right, let's go check out the other peppers. Hold on. Okay, I have a few boxes here. These right here are shishito peppers. And again, look how terrible. I mean, they're just, the leaves look like hail. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's this compost maybe was too hot. But the peppers are coming on. Blooms are coming on. I've got peppers here. Same thing on that. I've got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. This is a jalapeno. And look at that sucker. It is loaded. I need to come pick a few of those too. These three right here are Megatron jalapenos. Haven't started fruiting yet, so that's okay though. I'm fine with that because then it disperses my pepper picking throughout the year if some are a little later. Over here, sweet banana peppers. There's 6 of them in here. And we have harvested off of here. I have made pickled peppers, sliced them, you know, for like on sandwiches and things like that. And Bill says they turned out really good. I don't know, I don't really eat those types, so. But there's plenty more to be picked and put up, so yay. I have 3 spots over here. This bed that has zucchini. That bed that I believe that and that are yellow squash, but I haven't got anything. There might, yeah, it's yellow squash. I see one on there now, right in there. And this is my blue salvia sage. This I have some moon and stars watermelon growing in there, and my sunflowers, which these storms have just battered. But there wasn't much soil. They were volunteers, so there wasn't a lot of soil for them to grab onto. I've harvested 1 zucchini, I think, off of this. They're not doing real well, as you can tell. They're just not flourishing, fighting with all that grass. These beds will not be here next year. We will completely take them out, or just knock them down. Yeah. So that's why my blue salvia sage will be transplanted somewhere else in the garden because the pollinators love it. And it's just so fun to look at. Pretty pretty. Look, got a little yellow squash. Yeah. And look at the sunflower. I mean, even laid down like that, it is just putting out happiness, right? Happiness, happiness. That's what sunflowers are to me. Oh, somebody's been shitting in my fucking... Sorry. Somebody's been shitting in my yard. When you got neighbors, don't watch where their dogs go when they let them out of the house. That's what happens. Here are my watermelons. These are moon and stars. I'm gonna have to come out here and get some T-posts or something to put these up against because I don't want to just let them go that way. So okay, this right here was my hot pepper bed last year. This year I threw some onions in here and we had 8 inches of water and they kind of fell to the wayside. Then I threw a couple of zucchini plants that I had getting too big for their seeded container in the greenhouse. So I thought, well, let me throw them in here. But, you know, Mother Nature has taken over. That basil right there was a volunteer from last year. I did find a pretty large zucchini in here the other day. I was like, oh my God, I'm kind of hesitant to put my hands in here because, you know, we're in the South and we do have venomous snakes, but I'll try to keep keep an eye on that. Over here, my Egyptian walking onions, which again, we will move out of here and put into their own bed over on the other side, and I'll show you what our plans are here in a bit. This is a strawberry patch I was trying to get going in a little swimming pool. The sunflowers are doing great, but at first my strawberries were doing wonderful. I was getting strawberries off of them and everything, and then they just kind of petered out. These two seem to be okay. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, there's still, even though everything around them died, there's still some greenery coming up. Look, that one's even blooming. So maybe it's not all for a loss. Maybe next year they'll come back. I don't know. But I'm going to leave them, see what they do. This right here is my Crimson Sweet watermelon patch. It's probably overcrowded. Not probably, I know it's overcrowded. I put like 6 of them in there. There's like 3 in each container. I actually bought these. The moon and stars over there by the sunflowers, those I seeded. These ones I bought. Okay, ladies and gents, they need their little 15 minutes over there. Say hello. Gomez. Saying hello, y'all. Okay, we'll pan over here. This area right here of tall grass, we rototilled with plans to get some landscape fabric down and do some things this year. But the day after we rototilled it, it rained 8 inches. And it turned this into a mud bog, let me tell you. I was getting stuck. My boots were... I pulled my feet out of my boots a time or two. I did put some... or Bill and I both, actually, put some corn in here. We got a few stalks growing. I don't know if they're going to do anything. The grass is just overtaking them. I need to get in here this weekend and clear... This is a blackberry. I need to clear the grass away from it. This is a blueberry. It takes over so quick. And this is a grape. So I need to get in here and clear that out. But our plans next year is to put raised beds in this area. Long raised beds. I think this is, I want to say it's 32 or 36 feet across and 19 feet wide. 32 or 36 long, and then from front here to the back over there is 19 feet. So that's going to be the plan. We may not, I will work on it during the fall and stuff, so it may not be ready for spring, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. But it is a project that is going to be ongoing. Here is another project. I got these beds here. These 3 are up on higher ground. It's, like I said, very low water table. So I did some cedar fencing planks with some 6x6. Bill built them. I got mulch to put in between. He's going to cut and put some little guides right here to keep it in. So I have patty pan right here. And I've gotten a few off of this one. Or these 2, actually. This right here is taking a beating. These are my Hungarian heart tomatoes. I do have tomatoes on there. Look at there. See, I've got... And these Hungarian heart are paste tomatoes. So excited about that. I want to try to do some sauces and pastes and things, but these bamboo stakes are just not getting it. I should have put them on a trellis. The thoughts are that now it's a little too late because they're so bushy. I don't know. I don't want to believe that. But this right here, San Marzano tomatoes. Again, you know, behind the tomatoes over in that part of the garden. But still, we're good with that. I have 2 rows here, while here is just 1 row. But I got fruit set everywhere. And I mean, this is great for just, you know, us getting these beds down and getting them put together. This is another bed that we made, and we topped it more heavily with compost. We put super soil in and compost on the top, and the compost was just too hot, so it burnt everything. So we're just leaving this one alone for right now. The plan for the future is to bring this down here along the back side of the greenhouse. I'll show you. These container bucket, these little fabric buckets are temporary, but we want to come down this way with those beds, different type of bed, because this right here, as you can see, I mean, the water level gets way up. I mean, this will be like up to here on my boots sometimes. So I don't want to do the cedar wood. I want to do tin. Make them a little deeper than these back here. You know, maybe a foot, foot and a half. But yeah, that's the plan, to have long raised beds all the way down along the side of the garden right there. Another work in progress. You know, something we'll see if we get done. Always something to do out here, y'all. Always improvements to make, visions that will go through our heads, or my head usually, and I just drag Bill in on it. Bless his heart. Anywho, whew, that's it, y'all. That's the garden. There's my flowers. These are fixing to bloom. Y'all, I bought horseradish. I bought like 2 pounds of horseradish through, I want to say it was Etsy. Great seller on Etsy. Had a lot of good reviews. I used half of it to make my own horseradish, and then I took the roots and sliced them long ways in half and let them heal over a little bit. And I put them in these pots, and I have horseradish, y'all, and I cannot wait to get, it's this one and this one. I cannot wait to get these put in a bed where they can just go. That way I always have horseradish at hand if I want to make some horseradish sauce and whatnot. And yep. All right, that's it. That is it. That is the garden. An update for this week. I don't think I did one last week. It's so hard. I get busy. I forget. ADD, ADHD. You know, it's a real thing. Anywho, till next time.